What's up, y'all? Hopefully you can hear me. This has been a task, to say the least. Can y'all hear me? What's up, y'all? Hopefully you can hear me. This has been a task, to say the least. Can y'all hear me? Okay, y'all, so I'm trying to do this correctly. Hold on. Y'all, this is difficult. This is so difficult. Can y'all hear me? This is difficult. This is so difficult. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Okay, finally. So this is new for me, y'all. I have never used this kind of software. I was trying to give you all more of a live way of listening to me and hearing me. Hopefully you don't hear the echo now. Let me know if you still hear an echo. Hold on, let me know. Give it a second. Yes, I'm live. Okay. I might have to go out and come back in, y'all, because for some reason it's giving you an echo. 1 second. Oh, someone said the echo is gone. No echo. Y'all good now? Is everybody good? Can you hear me pretty well? Good. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. Thank you guys. First off, so much for bearing with me. This is new. This is new. Y'all know I normally come on with my face on the screen, but I wanted to start to be able to talk with you guys more freely. And oh man, y'all said it sound like I'm at the beach. Dang it. Hold on. It's always something, ain't it? Let me see if there's a way for me to change the way that I'm using my microphone. Hold on, y'all. I do not want y'all to feel like I'm at the beach somewhere. I think it's my computer. But hopefully y'all can hear me now. But yeah. Y'all let me know if we have any problems during this, because this is a test. This is my first time doing this with y'all. And so one of my biggest things that I've been getting questions on, that's relaxing. Y'all cute. Thank you. But I really don't want y'all to have the feedback. I would rather y'all have a good, clean hearing of me. But we're going to work on that for the next time. This is my first time doing this like this. And I don't, you know, I'm new to this kind of streaming, so next time I promise you guys I'll be getting better, and we'll go from there. But what I wanted to do was come on and quickly talk to you all about how to, you know, basically set these goals and keep it going. Like, make sure that you're on top of your game, and make sure that you are really doing the things necessary to take care of yourself and your goals. I feel like a lot of times, some people are saying they hear static in the background, and that's worrying me a little bit. 1 second, y'all. I want to make it just a little bit clearer. Hello. 1 second, y'all. I got you. I know, and y'all are so forgiving and so kind to me, but I want to make sure that this goes and you all can hear it pretty well. I'm so sorry about that. I was wanting to try something new with you guys today, but it's proving to be a little bit difficult. But we gonna get it right. We are going to get this right. Um, Let me see here, because I would like for you guys to be able to hear me the best possible. So give me 1 second. Because it seems like the microphone is not coming through my microphone that I like to use. But if you all are saying that you hear me okay for now, we'll deal with it. Um, then we'll just go with it. But y'all, first off, how y'all doing? Let's do a quick check-in. Let's do a quick check-in of how you're doing. What's going on so far for you this year? And how you are getting along with your goals. So just a few people. I know everybody is in here. Y'all are coming through so quickly. Let me know how you're doing, what's going on with you. And then we're going to get straight into this because you guys waited for me for a while to get this right. So I want to make sure I do. Yeah, just talk. I'm losing interest. Okay, sorry, Boutique Designs. Um, but basically, guys, what I wanted to do in terms of getting you guys ready for this year is tell you that we can't be BSing no more. Like, it's time for us to really set these goals and achieve them. A lot of us are sitting on our hands. A lot of us are not doing what we know is necessary for us. And we're also like not even really following what we say we want to do for ourselves and what's important for us. We're letting other people get in the way. Look at y'all. People over here losing weight and in nursing school and killing it. Go ahead, y'all. Love it. Love it. Pat, Brown Sugar, Keisha. What up? But I wanted to say we're not really standing on our words, and we don't even believe ourselves, right? So we start the year off bad because we don't even trust ourselves. And it's time out for that. And so as I move up in my goals, I definitely want you guys to be following and looking at the goals that you have, why you have them, and why they're important to you. But I also don't want you to kill your dreams in the process. And a lot of y'all are killing your dreams in the process. While we're going, first off, is there anyone that wants to volunteer as a moderator? I know I have some of my usuals, but they may not be here tonight. So does anyone want to volunteer as a moderator, meaning that you just gonna help me moderate this bit? You gonna make sure it's all to the good, and that we're doing what's necessary in here. If you will, then I'll go ahead and designate you. But I really want to. All right, Anointed Moy, you are granted as a moderator. Thank you so much. But y'all, what I want to say is I'm finding that day in and day out, people are coming to me and asking me about different ways for them to be the best that they can possibly be. And they're asking me, but I'm going to say what's strange is they're asking me the same questions from last year and the year before that. They're not making any changes. They're not doing anything. Okay, I'm working on it. I got you too. Thank you so much. They're not doing anything that's really going to propel them into what they want to do and what they want to be. They just want to continue to tell people that they're going to, when they don't necessarily have the intent of working on it. I don't want any of us to fall into that. And I've been there, and I know that it's quite hard to keep up with what you say you're going to. It's easy to procrastinate. It's easy to give up on yourself. It's easy to watch other people do what you think you should be doing, and thinking that you don't have any other options, or that they have all of the things that that they have more than you have in terms of getting to the bag of life, if you will. And I think that what we have to start to do now is be realistic with ourselves. What do you have right now? So this is where the video starts, right? What do you have right now? What's in your bag right now that you can handle? Sometimes we set ourselves up because we just give something too general. And we're always like, you know what? Yeah, I saw some of you all say, I'm just going to stay more healthy. I'm just going to be more healthy. I'm just going to be this. I'm going to be that. But that's way too general. That's way too general. And I know it's a good goal and it sounds really good, but being more healthy can be many different things, right? So you can be more emotionally healthy. You can be more physically healthy. You can be more spiritually healthy. You can be more emotionally healthy. But what we're not doing is becoming more more steadfast in what type of healthy we want to be, right? So the way that I start to set goals is I try to create something that's measurable. That's something I've learned as being a psychologist. We always measure things. You cannot know if something is changing and growing if you can't measure it, right? And I'm going to say this to you women in the struggle. It's hard to say I'm just going to be healthy, right? It's hard to measure that. So how do you know you're becoming more healthy, right? You're going to have more of a chance of really being successful if you write down exactly how you're going to become more healthy. And one of those things for me has been like, okay, I'm going to start, reading a dynamic type of book once a month. Or I am going to make sure I work out at least 3 mornings out of the week. That's measurable. You don't have to say nothing about I'm going to get more healthy, because naturally setting 3 more days out of your week, or setting aside 3 days of your week that you're going to work out, is going to give you a more healthy flow. Right? Yeah. Recording in a book log or a notebook. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the chance to be successful. And a lot of us don't do that because we're not measuring what we're doing. We're just giving ourselves these general things. And it's interesting because if you look over your life, you've probably done that in relationships, in friendships, in your family relationships, a lot of other things, and in your job. How do you measure where you're going to go if you don't show people, or if you don't show yourself exactly what you want to do? I see people here saying that they make a daily schedule. Animated More, you said write things down step by step and check it off as you go and give yourself a boost. Yeah, it gives you a boost, a big time, when you see yourself actually accomplishing it, doing what's necessary, and being effective at it. So number 1 is writing these things down, knowing what you want, and being specific. Measurable goals only, y'all. Measurable goals only. If you're not going to measure it, it's not worth achieving. It's just not. To say I'm going to be a better friend, I'm going to be a better girlfriend, I'm going to be a better wife, I'm going to be a better husband. I was listening to TD Jakes the other day, and he brought that back to my mind. But there's something that I'm always preaching, is you have to be able to measure it. And I'm one of those people too that I like to look at years. I've always told you guys this, 5 to 10 years in advance. And I feel like a lot of times when you do that, when you look at your life in advance and you start to keep notes on what you're doing as to what you say you're going to do, you tend to do much better. It just is what it is. Okay. So the reason why we procrastinate too is that, and this is the number 2. So if y'all taking notes, this is your number 2. A lot of times the reason why we procrastinate on our goals is because we haven't made them realistic. When they're not realistic to you, they won't make sense and you won't know what to move on. So you're procrastinating because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do next. You don't know what's important. Okay. You have to know exactly what it is that you plan to do and how you plan to do that. Right? And that's the only way that it's going to work. Yeah, and definitely, animated Moy, you cannot be too hard on yourself. That's exactly what we do. And not only that, we let other people tell us that our goal is too big or it's too small, or girl, I did that already. So what? So what? Okay. If you write it, it's realistic, it makes sense to you, you can break it down in steps, you're least likely to procrastinate on it. And the more you write out the steps and make them realistic, guess what? As you achieve those steps, you're going to feel a lot more successful. A lot of us are not giving ourselves time to be successful. We're not giving ourselves a chance to be successful. If you only ever feel failure, then why would you continue to try? You just not. Right? So number one was writing it down, taking notes, and making it measurable. We're only doing measurable goals in 2020. We not doing no more of that general stuff. Tired of hearing the general. Okay? We're going to make it measurable. Next, we're also going to break it down into steps where it's realistic and we're able to actually start achieving parts of the goal. So we're breaking the goal down into small things. So for example, if you are looking to lose weight, which I feel like losing weight applies to almost everything. When I say that, not everyone needs to lose weight, but almost every goal can be looked at just like losing weight. Okay. All you have to do is write down what you want to do at a slow pace. So the smallest chunk in that might be, I just want to lose 2 pounds a week. Okay. So from here on out, I'm going to lose 2 pounds a week. We're going to see where that leads me until I upgrade these goals. That's realistic. It makes sense. You can see it in your mind. It doesn't seem unachievable. That's your first step. The next thing might be, I'm going to ensure that I work out at least 1 day a week in the beginning. That seems small, but it's something that maybe you have not even conquered yet. How can you be trying to conquer 7 days a week when you haven't even conquered 5 minutes in the gym a week? Okay. So that's another thing. The next thing in that same number 2, that same thing, is to also make sure that you are kind to yourself in that. So when you make these goals, think about where you are already and move to those small things, right? So when I'm telling you to break this down into small steps, it's going to make you feel more successful as you achieve those steps. Okay. And animated, you're so right. You're so right. I started off a lot of my working out by working out at home. I just did in my own house where I felt comfortable. Yes, I went to the gym. I did that. But a lot of my workouts happened at home. And those of you all that have been watching me from the beginning, you know that. That was important to me because I wanted to get over being self-conscious in the gym, not knowing what to do. I wanted to learn how to navigate first and then take that to the gym. Okay. So that's another thing. So the next thing, so we've talked about 2 things. Now we're on number 3. The next thing, someone has already said it. Y'all beating me to the punch. Come on now. I love it. I love it. The next thing is to go ahead and start to manage your time. And when we say managing your time, I'm not just talking about, I'm going to spend this amount of time on this, or I'm going to look at that, or I'm going to do this for this amount of time. That's not time management. What I'm saying is look at the number of hours you have in the day that are active and think about what you can do with those hours. The first thing I usually hear from people is, I got kids, I got a husband, I got a wife, I got all this, I got too much to do. Now, here's the first thing I tell them. Have you really broken down your day and thought about where you can slip in some time for self? And here's the thing, nothing moves if you don't. It just doesn't. Nothing's going to move if you don't. So if you're not making strides, you're not going to be able to make strides with your children, with your family, with whoever depends on you. So you have to carve out time. You have to find the time. And a lot of times, the times that we think we're doing something, we're actually wasting time. I see people, a lot of the people that complain about not having time, they spend a lot of time on their doggone phone, scrolling through Instagram, looking at everybody else, and not worrying about themselves. Okay. And so that is one of the biggest things that I see as a combat is that we have to make sure that we're accounting for our time. And I think, hey, make her up, hey boo. So I would say there, make sure that you are actually thinking about, you know what, how am I spending my time? So the way that I combat that is not just planning out my day. I look at how I'm spending it. Right? So I take what we call a baseline of behavior. When I say baseline, that's looking at how it already is, not what I'm changing it to be. I want to look at what I'm doing already all day long. And there's plenty of little, worksheets out there that you can keep, or you can just jot down what you're doing. Oh, I know it's Jelena Boo. Hey, Jelena, y'all, one of my best friends is in here. A soror too. Make her up. 135. That's my boo. North Carolina, stand up. Love her. Let me say Dr. Jelena Austin. Okay? Yes, honey. Because you got to roll with the best too. That's one of my steps in here. But what I was going to say is making sure that you continue to hold yourself accountable by looking at what you're doing. What are you doing already? Okay? What are you doing already? Look at your day. And before you fix your mouth to tell me you have no time, I bet you wasted some time in there somewhere. My grandpa and my grandma, my mama is here right now, y'all. My grandpa and my grandma had 12 children. 12 children. My grandpa couldn't, make excuses as to why he wasn't making money, why he didn't run the farm, why he didn't do what he needed to for his 12 children and his wife. So y'all mean to tell me you can't do nothing? Oh, Oh, no. Oh, and I'm the same way with social media. See, another thing is that people think that folks that are popular on social media just sit on there all day. Y'all, I have limits. I can't even sit on there all day because people be lying, they be playing. Everybody, putting out some depressing stuff. So you have to think about that. And Anne-Marie Barnes, yes, honey, I do understand. I don't understand from the point of view of being a mother. But one thing I do tell people that are in those situations is think about ways that maybe you can find a way to free yourself even for a little while. There has to be somewhere that has an outlet, meaning that something has to give, at least for a little while until you get your bearings. Because those babies are looking to you. They're looking to you. So one thing that I do know, and a lot of people that come to me, the time waster is social media. Okay. The time waster is big time social media. Social media. It can be one of the hardest things to really deal with too. Mainly because you're watching other people who say that they're living up to their standards and doing all of these great things when a lot of times they are not. A lot of times they are. And we need to get over the fact that that might not be what it is. What people say they are doing might not be what they are doing. So I'm trying to put another picture up here for y'all. Hold on. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. This is, like I said, this is new software for me that I'm using. So hold on. Hopefully you guys are still able to see me because YouTube is tripping. Having a few little issues here. Hold on. But y'all, sorry guys. Okay. I'm back, y'all. Hopefully you can hear me well. But yeah, basically we sit up on the internet and then we talk about people and it hasn't gotten us anywhere. It hasn't gotten us anywhere. Oh, I'm not on tonight. I'm not on Bougie Eater. all you should be able to see, you should be able to see my picture on the screen. Can you see the picture? Good, good. So trying something different today. But you guys, so to break it up with a little bit of questions, Pretty Melanin just asked, how do you figure out what you're good at or what your passion is in life? And one of those bigger things is really taking time to set goals. I think sometimes we think backwards. We're like, oh, I love doing this. I think it's good to sit down and think about what we love doing and what we enjoy. But I think first off is sitting down and seeing what we fill our time with and what out of that we actually enjoy. Okay, what out of that do we actually enjoy? So here's another, I'm gonna try to get another image on here for y'all. This is, woo, Lord, I'm gonna have to continue to practice with this thing because I'm telling y'all, this is new for me. Okay, and this thing is really making it hard, y'all. I'm telling you, it's like not wanting to, it's a little difficult to show y'all my pictures. I'm gonna practice with this, y'all, I promise. I'm using OB, let me see what this is called. OBS. Is there one that y'all know that's different, animated? Okay. So if you all have taken my Supernatural program, which is free over on drninaellishervey.com, you will know that I teach about this, this very thing right here. Making sure that you list 2 things in your life that seem to distract you and push you off the track to your goals. This is a big thing. Yeah, OB is good, but it's a little hard to start navigating. But basically, guys, you need to be figuring out what is actually distracting you. What is distracting you? And that's why I mentioned social media, because a lot of us are not realizing how much it's taking us off of our track. Okay. And some of y'all can go ahead and answer it. Make sure that YouTube is being pessimistic. Y'all funny. But make sure that you know what those things are that are throwing you off track. Like, social media is huge. Social media is huge. And somebody just mentioned financials. Your financials can be affected by your love of social media. You can't think of no side hustles if you always worried about social media. That don't help nobody. I don't know anybody that's ever helped that I know. Okay. And Sheila, you got it right. You got it correct. A lot of times we care too much about what other people think. What other people think. Okay. Yes, animated Moy, therapy for Black girls. But ladies, also to accompany you in that, as you all know, the membership will be dropping soon. We are still working on it, and my hope is to have it out to you guys by the end of the month. My hope is to include a lot of life skills in that. Not my hope. What I'm preparing is creating a place where there's a lot of life skills for us to be able to discuss in a way. It's called Therapy for Black Girls, Marie B. They have a way for you to find great therapists in your area. So some of this is due to fear, and also looking at other people. Looking at other people is a distraction. I had to learn how to really surround myself with my good friends, and also surround myself with those that could serve as mentors, that could really help me in terms of mentorship. Okay. And And that's important. And something that people ask me all the time is, as a psychologist, do I go to therapy? Yes, I've never shied away from that. I think it's quite important, and it's a part of the journey, and it's a part of the way for you to figure out what's distracting you. Okay? What's harming you? What's hurting you? What's not allowing you to succeed? And let me take that back. What you're allowing not to allow you to succeed. Okay? And so, with Click Smart, you just said your therapy experience was awful. And I'll tell you, sometimes every therapist cannot be your therapist. And that's why it's important, though, that you give the process a little bit of time, because it might be just the adjustment of opening up to others, the adjustment of realizing that this person has a duty to listen to and help you figure out your next steps and goals. Okay. But yeah, I want you guys, in order to achieve these goals, list out 2 things in your life that seem to distract you and push you off track to your goals. These are important. Really important. I can't say it enough. Too important. So the next one, so I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get another image up here for y'all. The next thing, is to list. Hopefully I can get this on the screen for y'all. Ooh, Lord. I am failing at this. Okay. The next thing is to list at least 5 ways you can better prepare yourself to withstand breaking when faced with these opponents. Okay. So a lot of you all are mentioning a lot of things that you're having difficulties with, wanting to go to therapy about. But one thing that I can tell you to prepare for therapy as a person who's a psychologist is knowing some of your points that are harming you. Knowing those things before you walk in there, so you're aware of it and you are self-aware of what's going on. Half the battle is knowing what's going on, right? Half the battle is knowing what your difficulties are. Okay. So I want you to list at least 5 ways you can better prepare yourself to withstand breaking when you're faced with the things that you know are hurting you. Well, Click Smart, to tell you something there, that may have been this person thinking that it was the best way to connect with you, and it wasn't. Yes, Animated More, you're right. Psychology Today is an excellent resource. Also, just going on to the APA, or the American Psychological Association website, they have a lot of areas where you can find good therapists in different places. But yeah, a lot of times you will find therapists that don't always know how to speak to that without speaking to it from their own perspective, instead of listening to you and allowing you to talk that out. So I know that that can be annoying. Okay. But yes, you definitely have to know these things, because these things can help you be a bit more successful with what you're choosing to do and what direction your life is going. So really write out at least 5 ways that you can better prepare yourself and deal with what's going on with you. Definitely. And Ruthful Creations, you know, I'm always over here talking about having a spiritual connection. That's important. And I think that that's a personal thing. I think people need to also be specific when praying. I think we tell people to pray, but we're not telling them to be specific even with God. You have to be specific with your prayers as well. Some people need to learn how to pray. All of us should. And I think the first step is also making sure that you're communicating what you need well with yourself. Yes, definitely important. Um, the next thing I'm going to say too, guys, so we've gone down a list of things that you can do to set these goals, and how to achieve them. I'm going to also say that another thing we need to do is stop telling everybody what our goals are. I had a talk with someone yesterday actually about this. And you can't always tell people everything that you're going to do, every move that you're going to make. And I think when people say that, some people think that they're being mean. Oh, I shouldn't tell people, but they're my people, they're my friends. Sometimes the worst thing I've done in my life is voice what I thought I was going to do to someone who was only going to discourage me. Right? And so you don't want to feed your dreams to dream killers. And a lot of times what we're looking for is validation. And that's something we need to work on within ourselves. And y'all ain't alone. I've had to work on it too. Because a lot of times what people do is they hear how big your dreams are and how you're working towards things and how you know what you want and how you have goals, and they want to discourage you because they haven't yet figured out what's good for them, and they can't profess anything that is great and good for their lives. And so we share these dreams and we get them crushed. So be very careful who you share them with. And look, honey, just because they're your family don't mean they're good for your dreams either. Okay, Sydney, you said it. Sydney, say that. Okay, say that. Definitely say that, Sydney. Sydney said, especially when you're not doing anything, when they're not doing anything for themselves. People are the worst with that. Hey, Alexis. Hey, y'all. But definitely, I've been guilty of that too. It's not just y'all. I'm so excited. And so, guys, before we go on, I am letting you know that this is a lead into when my mentorship membership is dropping. A lot of you guys have been writing me and asking, when is the mentorship membership coming? Those of you all that don't know about it, which was a dream of mine, I decided to start a platform of my own that's going to be built out, that is being built out through my website. It should be done by the end of the month. Our goal originally was November, December, but there were some things that we wanted to work out. So now it's definitely going to be by the end of the month. What is it going to offer? It's going to offer the ability to have once a month live conferences with me. So the group that signs up. Also, you're going to have access to some of the things that I've created in terms of research. So y'all know I'm a researcher, a published researcher, psychologist, professor, and all of those different things. And this is going to be an amazing time for you to have correspondence and mentorship from me at the group level. Not only that, there will be some offers for me taking on 2 people per quarter of the year to personally coach. So there will be a lot going on through this mentorship membership. And so I'm excited about it and what's coming. And all of these things I teach to you all will be there. Immediately upon signing up for the course, you will be having access to 6 original courses that I've created on my own. And I am using it based on my own research. Those of you all that don't know, I am published in the Journal of Black Psychology. Soon I will be published in the Texas Psychologist, talking about the different counseling and therapy needs in the Black community, more specifically Black women. You all also know that I have studies on natural hair, studies on the way that our hair affects the way we think about ourselves, all of that. So we got a lot coming. Yes. Your girl will be monetizing a good way to mentor you all that want that and are serious about it. And the great thing about it is through getting to know you all through the membership, the mentorship membership, you'll also have me as a source of reference. Those of you all applying to graduate school or thinking of doing every other thing, if I get to know you that way, then you'll definitely have that. And Bougie Eater, you gonna find out all the goods, honey. All of that information will be sent out to you all. Make sure that you go to www.drninaellishervey.com, Sign up for my free e-newsletter. And when you sign up for it, you're going to get free 8-day supernatural video program, which is where this slide is from. That program allows you to be on my email list so that you get the first information and are in the know. So Bougie, I'm gonna have you knowing everything. So make sure y'all go on over to that website and sign up. Okay. But you know what? It's crazy out here, y'all. It's crazy because I was talking about the dream killers, and I'm not immune to it either. I've had a lot of people tell me things that I could not do that ended up taking me longer because I listened to too many people's opinion. Stop doing it, y'all. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all. The next thing is also making sure that you align yourself in good company. You can't keep your promises to yourself if you cannot share it with people that hold you accountable. Okay. Y'all saw that one of my best friends came in here and said hello. She's an amazing, not only best friend, but a good mentor. She's amazing, highly published, very well-known professor in North Carolina, A&T. You know, just really awesome. And so you got to run with those that mirror or are showing you growth. Okay. You have to. If you want to grow, you have to grow your tribe, and you have to make sure your tribe is ready for your next steps. That's the only way to do it, y'all. So I hope that those things get you started. All of those are going to help you in all your various areas. And I'm going to tell you how that applies. Let's start with, because I put on this slide here, some of the things that it'll help you with. And one of the things that y'all always tell me you want to do is you want to get your skincare game up. You want to get your self-care game up. You want to get your fitness game on. You want to make sure that your career is in line. But you know what? The only way you're going to do that is start having these measurable goals, knowing what you want for yourself and how you're going to get there. And when I say measurable, you need to be specific. You also need to have a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. We're in 2020, and I know it might seem crazy, but you should probably start thinking about 2030. What does that look like for you? What do you want? With the trajectory of your life right now, what can you be doing differently to get to your goals and your dreams? That's important. And y'all, if you have not yet, make sure that you click like. It costs you nothing. Click the like button. Please. That makes sure that others know that you're watching the video and that it is good for you and you're enjoying yourself. But y'all, always make sure that you do that. Make sure that you're taking care of holding yourself accountable with these goals. Okay. I'm going to take some questions before we go. So y'all let me know what these questions are. What are the questions y'all have for me before I have another live? Because I definitely want to make sure we have other lives in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking the video, guys. I appreciate you. I hadn't planned on going live tonight, but I decided to try out this new software and see what it would be doing. I'm gonna have to play around with it a little bit more. I'm gonna have to play around with it just a little bit more. ClickSmart said, ClickSmart said, I'm with you. Your tribe is dope, and thanks for all the great content. Liked before anything. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Could you be my therapist, Patricia? I probably cannot, since that is kind of a conflict of interest. However, based on your state, Animated Moy already mentioned this, going to therapyforblackgirls.com. There is a bunch of different places there. Yes, Animated Moy, please do. There's a bunch of different therapists for there. The reason why I don't practice independently just yet, I'm doing more coaching, is because I do so much of that in our clinic. So I already have like a high level of clients that, I supervise students working with clients. And so I do more coaching on the coaching end. But definitely Therapy for Black Girls, Psychology Today. If you need to email me for those links, I can send those to you as well. And it's never too late, honey. Never too late to change. Someone asked about eczema. First off, and y'all know I'm going to always say it, definitely talk to your doctor first. Now, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people tell me going to my doctor don't help me with nothing. Let me tell you something. What they can do, they don't work miracles, and they don't tell you everything that they can tell you because they don't know everything. It's your body. One thing that I tell you though that they can give you is knowing what your blood tests say. What are other issues that are going on? Do you have any allergies? This is information that's essential for you to make a plan for yourself and for your skin. Okay. Animated More, do you mind sending this sending out that link again for Therapy for Black Girls and also Psychology Today for us? There are a lot of people that want that link. But definitely, I say all the time, that's the reason that I always say go see your doctor. Not because I just think you should be going to see the doctor all the time. Not because I think you should be getting a quick fix or medication. But some of us don't even know what's going on with our bodies. We don't even know what's going on for us to be able to pinpoint what we can be doing better. The baseline is always important. In order to know what's going on inside your body, you need to know the quality of your blood tests. Okay. You need to know not only the quality of your blood test, you also need to know what else is happening inside your body. Do you have allergies? Do you have other issues? Do you have a condition that could be causing the skin issues? And that's why I urge you all to do that. But before that, you also want to make sure that you're always taking care of your body by moisturizing, reducing the hot levels of water that we tend to use all the time, and just taking care of your body that way too, doing little tweaks and changes, maybe even washing your clothes in free and clear detergents, things like that. Those really do help. Yes, Queen of the South, there you go. A lot of times that stuff is important. That stuff is so important and we don't think about it. If you don't know those things, then you really don't know what to pinpoint. And that's why I tell you guys in my videos that these are things that have worked for me, but I can't always say what's going to work for you. That's why I always urge you to go and see a specialist, because that's where it starts. You can use a lot of the things I'm doing, but you definitely need to see where it starts. Okay. Someone said the best cure for overthinking. Now, honey, I don't got the cure for it, but I will tell you, when it comes to overthinking, something that we have to do is start to clean our thoughts. Write them down. Sometimes what helps me with overthinking is actually writing down what I'm thinking, seeing what's in my mind and dumping it onto a piece of paper, right? Because a lot of times why we overthink is because of uncertainty, and with uncertainty comes the unknown, and with the unknown comes anxiety. And so when we start to write those things down, we can start to figure out what's actually bothering us and how we can fix it and what steps we can step into in order to make it better. Sometimes just writing down what's going through your brain helps to dump it. Okay. So that. Good job, Cassandra. That's amazing. That's what we have to do. So y'all, I want to thank you for coming. You all have been here and I appreciate you. I thank you for all that you do. Make sure that you like this video, share it. Next time, I'm definitely going to do some different things. I'm getting used to this software and this was kind of a shock to jump on, but next time we're going to have some better experiences with this thing so that you all have more to look at perhaps, and maybe even just some other things that help you locate me and locate other things. I'm going to play around with it some more just so I see how the screen works and things of that sort. But thank you for bearing with me tonight. I appreciate you all. So make sure that you comment, share this video, and subscribe. I love you all much. Y'all have a good night.